Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently kind of itching to go to war with somebody. Are we truce with Cahokia still? Yes, until 1749. I believe we are not truced with Finland anymore. That is correct. They're guaranteeing the independence of Ottomans? Oh, okay. Poor Ottomans. That's not looking so well for them. I'd also like to get these guys taken over at some point, and maybe now is a good time to do that. It wouldn't be very difficult to take them over. They're quite weak. So we could move just these two armies down, let our other armies work up their drill a little bit, although this army's pretty good on their drill. There we go. That was a bit of a freeze. This army is good on their drill. What about down here? Are these guys? These guys need to work on their drill a bit, so we can let that go for now. I think attacking these is certainly interesting. They are allied with this force. Okay. Then these guys can just stay here. And we can have just this army move down to here and look to stack wipe these. We take this out of the fight, and then we can just take stuff over here very quickly. If we stack wipe this very early on, that should work very well. So there's a core finishing, and we are going to need to get another Senate seat here. There we go. Here's one. Cool. So that looks good. We're losing money right now. So we are. We should cut down our rooting out of corruption then to about here. Okay, that seems fine. They moved up to here. Well, that's rude. I guess we'll walk around. It's fine for now. We'll see if they move away again. They should, but we'll see if they do. Ooh, an innovativeness. Yes, please. That sounds great. We can make a state down here. Perfect. How many more states can we make? We can make a couple anyway. So that seems fine. We have a core that we can do there. That's noted. I'm wondering what our governing cap is right now. 1852. Okay. So we're definitely interested in getting this next admin tech. We are 3 years ahead of time on that. We are currently 4 years away from getting this, but keep in mind, this cost is going to drop by 30%. So that's okay. That does mean that we would like to keep around our admin power, and we're going to be spending it on coring if we attack these guys. So that is noted. And yeah, these guys are indeed running away. That's fine. That's absolutely okay. So we're currently focusing diplomatic power. We're nearly caught up on dip tech. We'll have enough to do this in 1745. I'm thinking about whether we want to switch back to our national focus being admin. I'm leaning towards doing that. And I would love to get one of these guys. We don't quite have the money right now. We'll have the money very soon, though. We're making quite a lot at this moment, in fact. We can do this, which we'll do. So that sounds great. We'll get rid of this corruption nice and quick then. That's perfect. Do we want a base manpower, or do we want to spend 60 ducats on 2 base manpower? We'll take the 2 base manpower. That'll be wonderful. So I want to attack these guys. We know that we're going to have some issues here. Yeah, we can co-belligerent this. This is absolutely fine. They don't have any other allies, so this looks good. Yeah, these guys are not needed for this war. So we're going to need to get all of these guys drilling again. That's going to be these two, and these two, and these two down here. Now, we definitely want to re-mothball our forts as well. It's going to be a little awkward, but we want to re-mothball all of our forts. We probably want to get rid of a bunch of these forts, to be honest. Let's go in here, and this is where their capital fort is, but we can actually just walk right by them. And I want to do exactly that. So we're going to try to catch this force here. They're moving pretty quick, but I think we're catching up to them. Maybe. Okay, we're going to force march here. This does not cost us anything to do. We're going to force march to catch these guys. They are so fast, but we're going to catch them here. Perfect. So that looks good. Hopefully that stack wipes. And did we stack wipe this up here? Yeah, I think we did. Okay, that did in fact stack wipe. So we're going to come out over this direction, and we're going to unforce march these guys. I'm going to shift consolidate these. And now what we need to do is we need to have, we need to split up a bunch of these units, right? So this is exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to split these guys up like so. And we're just going to start occupying every single one of these. That was not what I wanted to do necessarily, but it's fine. I want these guys here. Okay. There we go. So that's going to be something like this. Are we going everywhere here? I think we have multiple going here, but that's fine. Okay. And now we're going to go up to their capital. So something along the lines of this. Cool. So that all looks fine for now. They've got a few forces out over here, but we shouldn't have any problem with that. I will send reinforcements out here just in case. Yeah, no problem. Looks good. So we're going to have them fully occupied extraordinarily shortly here. There we go. We'll group all of these guys back together, and how's this siege looking? Okay, that's got a ways to go. So that is understood. This is already over. So that's kind of insane. I guess we can move these guys back up over here. We do not want to piece this out yet because they're the primary war leader. We want this to get dealt with. So what do we actually need here? We need 35 regiments in order to actually siege this. This is a very powerful fort. What is this fort? Show province, please. That's a level 8 fort. Okay. We can pile all of our 2 armies in here, and that's probably fine. So let's do that for now. Base production. I like it. We do need to pull back 2 colonists, it looks like. Okay, there we go. That'll be fine. And we do need to send those back out. So where do we want to send them? Well, Syria is one that we can send them to. So here's one location. Where's another one? Ah, here we go. Looks good. So there's our colonists heading back out. So we're going to be taking heavy attrition on this siege. That's understood. We don't actually care. Our manpower is really solid. So this is fine. Base production. We like it. Okay, so we can invest in a mill tech at this point. We're still 1 year ahead of time, so I think we're going to wait on that until next year, is the idea. Now, I would like to move us over to focusing on admin at this time. So we're going to do that. I would love to get one of these guys. Trade efficiency would probably be ideal. So we're making 5.57 right now. Unconditional surrender from these guys. Okay, we need to get this fort sieged. We're working on it. We'll get there eventually, I hope. Maybe. 14%? Okay, well, it's something, anyway. And yeah, call for peace. That's to be expected. So at this point, I really do want to get this diplomatic tech up, so I want to grab this guy. We need 362 ducats for that. How close are we to being out of corruption? Oh, we're really close. Okay, this should be fine then. So yeah, now we have enough to hire this guy, and we're not going to go negative, so that looks good. Excellent. That's perfect. So we're going to get this taken over very shortly. Is it going to fall this time? Yes, it is. Excellent. So we're going to move here and, like, up over here. We'll get these guys back to drilling. And these guys are going to go back to drilling too. Perfect. So that looks good for now. Now we can separate piece these guys and take their territory. Cahokia is upset about this, but we don't care. So that looks good. Now we've got these guys here. Question is, can we full annex them? We need to wait a day before we can send a peace deal. They are unconditionally surrendered, so yeah, we can definitely do this. Beautiful. Consider it done. So there's all of that completed. We can seize land, which we should certainly do. Yeah, this is fine. Excellent. No more do we have a crownland issue. That's huge. That is absolutely enormous. What do we have for overextension? Okay, only 2 overextension causing provinces. Let's get those going. And let's get the rest of these going too if we can. Not quite. We're going to need some admin power, no doubt about that. But that's why we're focusing admin right now. We're going to no longer be ahead of time in admin as of right now. and that's going to harm our production, but for the moment, it doesn't look too bad. So at this moment, we want to grab this next mill tech. Done. We're now ahead for 15 years. Cool. So that looks fine, and East Indiaman would be the next one here. That's going to be in 1746. Sure, that seems fine. But we need a lot of admin power for this. 489 currently. We'll get that soon enough. But we need to get these cores going, right? So we're going to get this one going right now. And we're over our governing capacity. That's understood. There's a reason why we're focusing admin power again. I'm also potentially interested in promoting this guy. 2673? Yes. There we go. So we're going to promote him up. We're currently up to 12 admin power per month. That looks good. And this fort should be mothballed. There we go. So that'll be fine for now. We probably want to get rid of some of these forts, but for the moment, I'm actually feeling fine financially. So I don't think there's a major issue there. We need to core Argos. And what is this rebel uprising? Where are you at? Holga? That's in Miseria. Right up over here. Okay, what are you upset about? Pretty much just separatism. There's a little bit of overextension. I'm going to bump up their autonomy. And that'll be fine for now. So then we've also got this right here. Same story here. So we'll do that for the moment. We've got these guys as well. I'm not too concerned about them for the moment, but 5.1 years on that? Yeah, we'll wait until they pop up over here. Okay, so now we need 84 admin power to core this. We have 50. So we'll have that very, very soon. We'll get these cores completed, and then the rest of our admin power that we've got here is intended to go into here. We're going to get our dip tech very shortly. Do we have... Let's see, we have overextension, but we... Oh, 5 prestige, cool. We do not have unbalanced research at this point, so that's good. Calericoi are losing power. That's neat. And let's grab that dip tech. Perfect. So that is absolutely excellent. The next technology is going to be grabbed in 52 at this rate. Okay, so that's going to take a while, but we'll build up towards that. Okay, we now have enough to grab this, and we have enough military power to invest in this offensive idea, which we're absolutely going to take. We're very ahead of time in our Miltech right now, so we really don't need to be grabbing Miltech at this moment. So that looks great. We still need to get caught up in our dip and admin tech at this juncture. But now that we have all of this coring, all of our admin power can go into technology, and gaining 12 per month, we're going to go pretty quick here, to be honest. So that looks good. That's going to be, what, like 72 per 6 months, I think? Yeah. So that would be 144 a year. It's not bad. So we have this Comanche separatist brewing up, and this is... Oh, that's actually quite significant. Where are you? Right up over here? That's a lot of unrest. This is mostly due to separatism, active missionary. So once again, I'm going to boost up that autonomy. It'll work its way down slowly over time. Okay, let's go with the trade power modifier for now. That seems good. We've got 939 gold. I'd like to put that money into more town halls. So we're going to continue to work through these town halls and allow ourselves to make more states. We would love to get some admin power at this point. We're a bit behind in our admin, for sure, and our diplomatic tech. We did just lose one of our leaders, and that was this guy. But now we should have better rolls on these because of the ideas that we're taking here. We got +1 land leader shock, +1 land leader fire. Both of those are fantastic. So we're really glad to have those. The rest of offensive ideas here, I mean, siege ability is great. Grand Army is really good. Esprit de Corps is really good too. Recover Army morale speed, that's good as well. I mean, I don't really care that much about Glorious Arms, but Prestige is good too. So everything here in offensive ideas is very good, and we would love to have this. And we will, soon enough. So these Comanche separatists are 83.3 years away from firing. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. That should be reasonably fine. Once we finish up some of these cores, which are about to finish, it should be okay. Spain was building a spy network. Congrats, Spain. And at this point, I want to continue to work on some of these town halls. As I said before, I want to get through all of these that reduce it by at least 5, although ultimately, every single one of these that reduce it by at least 1 is okay. Because they're all a free building, right? They all give a free building slot. So that's okay. And at this point, I want to come in over... Actually, yeah, you can have a seat in the Senate. Perfect. I'm a little surprised that we weren't able to make states from that, but I guess that's because, yeah, we're still above our governing cap. So Portugal is the birthplace of the revolution. That's interesting because I'm pretty sure there was other revolution that happened elsewhere. But sure, Portugal is the birthplace of the revolution. So that's not fantastic for us. Portugal's a little closer than I would prefer it to be. But okay. How are we doing on the great powers at this point? Oh, we've surpassed Austria-Hungary. That's cool. And there are no more revolutions. They have been crushed. Sounds good. But the Ottomans now are a center of revolution, apparently. The Ottomans have very little going on at this point. I would attack the Ottomans and take back Constantinople if they still held it. But they don't. That's the Commonwealth. So the Commonwealth holding this is really, really awkward for us. They're quite powerful. So for the moment, I'm not too concerned about that. For the moment, what I really want to do is I want to get these town halls built. All of these guys. Just down to here. So that's the idea. We're going to do that for now. We can sell titles. I don't think I want to do that quite yet. A manufactory for a base tax or a manufactory for a base production, or this is admin power, but we would have to own all provinces in the Hecate Strait area. Yeah, I'm going to do this for the base protection. Oh. That's a lot of power. That's 1,700 ducats. Don't get me wrong, that's a lot, but I'm going to do that. And what would we get here? Yeah, we could debase our currency. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to cut our rooting out of corruption down to about 0.5. About that. So we're not going to be making a ton of money right now. But what that does mean is we almost have enough to grab admin tech, which is going to put us back ahead in administrative technology, which is going to give us additional corruption rooting out and 20% production. 20% production is so much. It's so much. So we're going to grab this modern admin tech. Beautiful. And we're now ahead of time here for 12 years. Which puts us at plus 20. Yeah, it's so much. We can make states down over here, which we're definitely happy to do. And we can probably make... I mean, we can definitely make a lot of states and exceed our governing cap. That's certainly a thing that we can do. Our governing cap is a bit of an issue for us at this juncture. But we're actually making a lot of states here. What's our governing cap right now? Interesting. Right, because of the technology. I completely forgot about that. Okay, so that's wonderful. We do need to have more seats in the Senate. So we should do that. Sure, you'll do. Do we need more? We do. How many more do we need? We need 4 more. So here's 1, 2, 3, and really we could be much more judicious with this. Keep in mind, each one of these gets a 10% production modifier, a 15% tax modifier, a 10% manpower modifier. We could just be going specifically for our highest development provinces. And that's what we probably should be doing, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm just grabbing them kind of at random and being like, yeah, they'll grow into it. And they will. So that's fine for now. So 41.26, not too shabby. We can probably maximally root out corruption. Okay, not quite. We can sit about here. Okay, that's not too bad. We can now grab Glorious Arms, which I think we should do. So we'll take that. And where are we at here then? So we're still 11 years ahead of time. These guys actually spawned. I didn't expect that they would, but sure. We'll walk down this direction. And we can make another state, which we're definitely interested in doing. And that means that we need another location in our parliament. So you'll do. You don't have a lot of development, but it's fine. Okay, so let's head on down here, and we'll get these guys taken care of. I should have unmothballed this fort. I was about to do that, and then it actually went through. That was why I hit the pause button, but alas, I did not. So we're going to have 10 years of separatism here. That's not ideal, but oh well. That's my own fault. Okay, so we got that back under control. That separatism will decay, and that's fine. We could sell titles. I'm not interested in doing that just yet, although I'm interested in doing it very soon. When can we next seize land? That is going to be in December of this year. Very, very soon. Beautiful. So that sounds good for now. And as soon as we get that, I'm interested in continuing to build town halls. We need quite a lot of these still. So we'll get a couple of those going. It's November right now. I want to check in here. Yeah, there's a couple of these guys that should be brought back. In fact, almost all of them. So we're going to need to raise up some additional... Oh, come on back here. We're going to need to raise up some additional provinces. So let's hop into here. Belisarius is the next location, which is right here. There we go. Next, we've got Charia out over here. Maybe it's supposed to be Charilla? Perhaps. Ralapai out over this direction. And we should have one more. That would be here. Perfect. Okay. We actually have access to an ability here as well. Although I think the Age of Revolutions... No, this just started, didn't it? No, it did not. Okay, artillery levels available versus fort sounds very good until the start of the next stage. So we can now seize land, which we're interested in doing. 50 military power, which is neat. And I want to seize this land from the Barbaroi councils, I believe. Barbaroi councils are high enough. So yeah, we can definitely do that. That sounds good. So they have very little land at this point. That's understood. And we now probably can afford to do a sale of titles. Ooh, not quite. I should have waited one more. Oh well, it's fine. We're going to use that money to put in more town halls. Wonderful. So we're going to get all of that done. Almost enough. Not quite. Cottage industry here. That's a lot of base production for unrest, and that's fine. And there's the Industrial Revolution. Okay. Where did this spawn? Derby. Okay. So that's understood. We do have Industrial Revolution spreading in, or rather industrialization spreading in a lot of our provinces. Yeah, this is basically just build manufactories. Not entirely, but basically. And that's fine. We'll get there. So we're currently net negative. I want to drop our rooting out of corruption back down to 0.5 for right now. There we go. So we want to be making a decent chunk of money here. Which we currently are. Congrats on your golden era, Korea. And we are going to, of course, build more town halls. We've only got a few more of these that we need to build. There will be some more as we get more states made, but that is absolutely something that we want to do. How close are we to getting our final reformation? 1764? Okay, that's going to take a little while. So that's understood. Once we get that, we're going to be able to put all of those points into expanding our administration, which will be a great thing for us to do. Okay, everything is looking quite solid at this point. I have no major issues with what we've got going on at this moment. Just checking through here, what's our force limit? Ooh, we could get another army. We shouldn't, but we could. It would cause us economic issues if we got another army. I would be delighted to do it. I don't think it's, like, strategically necessary right now. But I'm definitely interested in it. Okay. So there were some seats in Parliament there. We need to do a full core in Argos, but that's the only location. How many seats in Parliament do we need to put in? 3. Okay. So that sounds good. We can do, like, one up over here. Sure. Is there, out of curiosity, if we go into here and we sort by this, unfortunately we can't see whether they're a seat in Parliament or not. I want to sort specifically by this. So these guys, we should give a seat in Parliament. That's going to massively increase their productivity. So that's a good place to do it. Then we've got these guys out over here. Once again, this is a good place to do this. And yeah, we'll go through it like that from now on. So there's no debate in the Senate right now. We should definitely get one of those going. And I would like this to be ideally like power. But I'm not seeing anything significant on that. Ah, here's military power. We could definitely go for some military power. So we could placate the Imperial Dynatoy. That sounds good. I don't want to spend military power on getting military power. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But Patriarch Authority, that sounds good. Radical reforms for 2 stability? No thank you. We can placate the Imperial Emperor, no problem. Mint national coins? Absolutely, that's very efficient. Praise national regiments? That's pretty efficient as well. What else do we have in here? A little bit of legitimacy, that sounds okay. Exempting national conscription? Absolutely. Telirikoi? Yes. National impressment? Beautiful. I'd really rather not do any of that. Admin support. Local autonomy is good. Brings us up to 96. It's a very expensive bribe. We can overrule the Senate seats for 5 prestige. That'll end the debate. Cool. So that gives us some military power, specifically 50 of the stuff. And checking in here, we can see we're about to get our next dip tech. We are still a long ways ahead of time on our other technologies, so that sounds great. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to continue to work on getting these states made. We might attack Cahokia very, very shortly. I'm strongly considering that we'll attack Cahokia. We probably will. And we'll also probably attack Vinland again quite soon. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.